So, what influences public opinion today? Where do you think people get their ideas the most?
Um, I think probably the internet, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. Yes, the internet, and we're here, websites, social media, uh, reels and stories. Yes, people are getting their ideas. And in the 1700s, that's what we want to talk about here. Where were the colonists getting the idea of breaking away, or they should stay with Britain? And there was one man who had a tremendous influence by a tiny little pamphlet he wrote. It really wasn't even a book. But Thomas Paine was a recent English immigrant. So he was from England, and he is coming over to America, to the colonies, and he wrote this pamphlet called Common Sense, and it was the second bestseller after the Bible in the 1770s. Colonists were just eating it up, and he urged the colonists to separate from Britain. And he made many arguments that turned some colonists around to the idea that, yes, actually, we should separate. So Thomas Paine's, it was like the perfect writing to come out at the right time. So 1775, it's urging colonists to turn around. And we're going to just read, obviously I don't have the whole pamphlet here. We're just going to read a short paragraph. So take a second and read this to yourself. And then let's talk about the analogy that he uses in this excerpt. So what is the main analogy that he uses to sway popular opinion?
Like children, that just because we drink milk as babies doesn't mean that's all we will ever need.
Exactly. Like because a baby drinks milk, you would not just continue to live off of milk for the rest of your life, right? And the idea that you never really experienced food, that would be terrible. You would essentially be malnourished, right, over time. And he's saying, and I think the last sentence here is also something that really struck colonists, that I answer roundly that America would have flourished as much and probably more had no European power had anything to do with her. So it's that idea that people were afraid of the unknown. How will we survive if Britain isn't there as our safety net and our backup? And Thomas Paine is kind of the first one to say, you will do amazing, in fact, better by yourself. And he uses many analogies throughout Common Sense, often, describing colonists as being enslaved in chains, and that's what the British Crown is doing to the colonists, and that really they do need to break free, and they will thrive, right? They will flourish. And so he does persuade quite a bit of the population that this is the right course of action. We can have confidence in our ability to break away.